everyone, it's me, Jackson. You all know me, and this is my dad, aka DJ Hazmat.
What's up? What's going on?
And make sure to subscribe to his channel, Hey Haz TV. I'll put the link in the description. And I'm back with my first ever ranking video. This is going to be a ranking video of all of the July movies that me and him saw last month. And it's gonna go as like each of the ratings that we gave the movies, and if it got a 1, it's gonna be at the very bottom, 10 will be at the very top, and all that. So let's get right into it. In last place, My Spy: The Eternal City. This just felt like a complete mishap. The original My Spy movie came out during the pandemic. It was nice to have a movie during the pandemic, but then just out of the blue, they're like, hey, we're making a sequel to this. Why did, My Spy, the original, was a fine family film. It was enjoyable, but I didn't think we needed a sequel. Did we? Well, my dad's not here for this one because he didn't see this movie, but he'll be in the next one. But this movie, the My Spy movies are like mature family films. They're PG-13 family films. They're still family film, but they're more mature than other family films. And this one, they treat this movie like, even though it's PG-13, they treat it like a Nickelodeon movie. Like, it's so goofy and juvenile, and but then it just randomly, out of the blue, becomes really mature. And that's the problem with this movie. The movie is mixed. It doesn't know, there's two problems with this movie. It doesn't know what audience it's for. Is it for kids? Is it for families? Is it for adults? And it's just a terrible movie in general. Number 5, Twisters. I did not see this movie. This is one of the movies he saw, so my dad is going to talk about Twisters for us.
Okay, Twisters. You're too young to know about the original Twisters that came out back in the 90s. So this movie, this is a newer version of that. It's not a sequel. It's kind of a similar story being told with the characters, but their relationships, the way they related to each other, was just a little bit different in this. Now, I was a fan of the movie Twisters back in the day, but back in the 90s, they don't have the ability to bring the same type of special effects to the screen that they could in this. And this is why I wanted to see this in the movie on a big screen with a lot of sound, because they got to bring these tornadoes to life and make you feel like you actually in a tornado. Because even back in the 90s, with the original version starring Helen Hunt and rest in peace to Bill Paxton, they made you feel like you was inside the tornadoes with them. Now, in this one, I'd say I still feel like the original is better. This movie, I mean, it had a pretty good plot, some decent characters, but it just didn't grab me the way the original Twisters did, and I'm not sure how to put my finger on what was missing in there. I can't remember, the actors' names. I probably should have did that and made sure I was able to say who played the main characters this time. But the special effects were decent, but I wasn't really blown out of the water from what we saw in the original movie. So I thought it would be much more going on, but I was left like, eh. So if I had to give it a ranking, then you say from what? The ranking from what?
1 to 10.
From 1 to 10, I'd have to give this new version of Twisters a 5.
Okay, so yeah. Now let's move on to number 4. Number 4, Fly Me to the Moon. This movie was definitely a delight. The whole movie is just about this boy and girl. Simple movie. And it was a delight for me. It was a fun, delightful movie. A romance comedy, has good jokes, good theming in it. And I saw this movie and it was nice. Had a lot of flow to it. Made me smile. Definitely had a great time with it. And I definitely feel the movie could have been way better than it was. That's why it's only placed at number 4. But I still got quite a delight from this movie. I honestly didn't really frown. I smiled like the whole way through this. It was a nice, charming family film that I feel like anyone can have fun with. And it's a really fun film, and I feel like you will definitely have a fun time with Fly Me to the Moon. In the 3rd place, Deadpool and Wolverine. This is another movie my dad saw, so he's gonna talk about it.
Oh yeah, a lot of people went to see this movie. It broke a lot of records in the box office the first weekend, and domestically, worldwide. A lot of people were anticipating this movie. We love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He's the only person that's ever played Wolverine since Marvel started bringing these movies to light, and X-Men when we first saw him. And so he's a beloved character in the Marvel universe. Now, what I do like about Deadpool is how the main character Ryan, oh man, I always get him mixed up with, I don't want to say the wrong, Ryan Reynolds. I always be ready to say Ryan Gosling for some reason. I don't know why. But Ryan Reynolds, of course he's funny, he's silly. If you've seen any of the other Deadpool movies, you know that he kind of plays a duality. He kind of talks to the people that are watching the movie, and also is in the movie, but he will communicate to the people right there watching. And he makes references to other Marvel movies, not as if he's in the Marvel universe, but like it's a movie. He's basically saying his movie has come to save all of the nonsense with the multiverse, and everything has gotten real crazy with them intermingling all these different people and versions of these superheroes from all of these different universes. And it's gotten to be kind of like, okay, my head's gonna explode. So they took it back to simple. It's just Deadpool, Wolverine. But they did splash in the element, if you watched Loki. You ever watched that show?
I've seen like one episode.
Just one episode? I've seen like maybe one season of it. I didn't stick with it because Loki's not really one of my favorite characters. But they brought in some of the aspect of these, these multiverse police people that kind of, if you'd had to see Loki to understand, they brought that element in where they could open up those windows of time and try and walk through them. And so with that, they were able to bring in a lot of cameos. A lot of people, you should have seen this by now. You know that they reprised the role of Wesley Snipes when he was Blade, and you were too young to remember this, son. But there was a lot of Blade movies made. He was the first Marvel character to really be made in a major film, and Blade was something else. Probably too much for a young kid to be watching with the violence. But just like Deadpool, very violent movie and very graphic. So we do enjoy that. Marvel was really wanted to step out on the edge. So we got to see Blade. They had Gambit, if you know, it's the character named Gambit that has appeared in X-Men before, but Gambit is the one that throws the cards, and Channing Tatum was playing Gambit, and that was kind of entertaining. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Who else did they have make a cameo in this movie? If you haven't seen it, maybe I won't spoil it all for you. So I thought the movie was entertaining. I thought it was, was it the best Marvel movie I've ever seen? In my opinion, no, not at all. I'm excited for what's to come in the future, but I did enjoy it. I did go to the movies, and you know me, I'm always gonna have a little period where I might take a little nap right in the middle of the movie. So there was that, but that doesn't mean the movie wasn't good, because don't blame, don't base it off my narcolepsy. I can go to sleep watching anything. My son, he knows I'm gonna take me a nap at the movie. But overall, what I seen, I thought it was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. So out of 1 out of 10, I will give it 7.5, 8.
Okay, now let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is Despicable Me 4. This is a movie that both of us have seen, so we're both gonna give what we thought about it. So my thinking about it, I feel like this is the weakest out of the 4/6 Despicable Me and Minions films. Out of the Despicable Me films, all 4 of them, this is the worst. Out of all of them in Minions, it's not. But I feel like that the Despicable Me franchise is going lower and lower the movies get, because now it feels like instead of on an actual plot of Gru as a villain, Gru is now a good guy facing villains, and it's all based off funny jokes with the Minions and gags and stuff. And basically they just are trying to like try new things with characters like Gru Jr., basically a Jack-like character in this movie, and other characters like Poppy the girl, other like antagonist type characters. It's more based off jokes now than the actual villainy plot of Gru's rivalry. And the villain in this movie isn't great either, probably like the most boring villain. But I did personally have a good time with this movie, and I'll probably give it 7 out of 10. What do you think about it?
I'm surprised that you gave it that high of a score with everything that you were saying. And I gotta applaud you. You broke it down tremendously. Like, and you've seen more of the movie than I did, because guess what happened when we went to see the movie? Did I fall asleep? Yes, I fell asleep
for like half an hour.
Half an hour I missed of this movie. And by the way, he was talking about it. You can see why. He said it is the worst. I didn't particularly find any specific part of this Despicable Me 4 memorable, even though I did, even I'll go to a movie and fall asleep in it and still remember things from the movie. Like you said, this movie had no impact. It's like they trying to force these Minions on us because they came out with these new, what I do remember, they had like these super Minions, right?
Yes, Mega Minions.
They had the Mega Minions in this one, which was,
Yeah, they weren't really in the movie. They were like in the movie for like 30 minutes of screen time. They had like
probably the 30 minutes I was asleep.
They had like one scene that they had, and for the rest of them, they show up at the end and do absolutely nothing instead of just deliver a joke.
Well, but isn't it supposed to be funny?
Yeah, it's supposed to be funny, but they're forcing Minions jokes on us. They're just forcing us to laugh. It's kind of like the problem with the movie If. They're forcing emotional moments for us to cry. But If was still a great movie, but this one they're forcing jokes on us to make us laugh.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. Well, I wouldn't even give it as high a score. He gave it a 7. I'm going to give it a 5. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I also feel a little iffy about it. I did really enjoy it. It had a lot of fun moments of, like, a lot of fun moments of, like, Gru, like, the girls, and Lucy barely got any screen time there. The Minions basically just Gru and Gru Jr. the whole movie, and it doesn't really deliver with other characters, and they just face it around Gru and barely any Minions moments. They probably used the Minions the least in this movie than all the other Despicable Me and Minions movies. But I do think it's better than the original Minions movie. I do think that.
Okay. All right.
And it's pretty much all we think about it. Now let's move on to number 1. In first place, Descendants: The Rise of Red. None of y'all are gonna agree with this, but I really like this movie. I drastically like this movie. The whole movie just had wonderful singing, wonderful dancing, wonderful musical performances, wonderful characters. Like, the whole plot line was great. As a Descendants movie fan, I like Descendants movie. Bust a move! And it was, like, really fun. All the characters, like, but I really like the Life is Sweeter song. Life is... Like, I really had fun with this movie. and I definitely recommend this. It is a really fun movie, and you'll definitely have a really fun time with it. And that's pretty much it. Let's see you in anything. And that is our ranking for all the 6 July movies that we saw.
6 of them. We stay at the movies. We love the movies around here.
Last month in June, us all together only saw 4 movies. But this month we saw 6. That's like really high for like movies that we see.
So you're looking forward to any new movies upcoming on the horizon?
So as of right now, these movies I'm looking forward to, there's some movies I'm looking forward to see. One of them is the new action movie Borderlands. It's based off a video game, and I don't know why this movie got the rating it did. This movie is PG-13, and the game is mature. I don't know how that works. I guess they lowered it down because the game, I don't understand. But people say the movie's bad because it's premiered with a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
Well, they did move it up to a 9, which is still really bad. So I don't know what to say about it.
Guess we'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to like the new Transformers coming up and the Wild Robot. Those seem like pretty good movies. What movies are you looking forward to?
The movies I'm looking for, I'm actually looking forward to Thanksgiving when the movie Wicked comes out.
Yeah, I'm also looking for that too, and also Moana 2 is coming out the day before.
Okay, so yeah, I love the movies. I know I gotta wait till next year to see the more Marvel movies. Like I want to see more superhero movies.
If you guys didn't know, they're making Spider-Man 4 to the original trilogy, which obviously he's excited for. And also Captain America: Brave New World is also coming out next year. I'm also looking forward to see those 2.
Can't wait.
Yeah. And if you guys didn't know, they're making live action Snow White, live action Lilo and Stitch. It's okay. But I am excited for those movies. And if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button and maybe hit the subscribe button while you're at it. If you can.
Definitely subscribe.
Yeah, you should definitely subscribe.
And don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. Heyhaz TV. That's HEYHAZ TV.
Yeah, link in the description. And you can subscribe to his channel. And we'll see you in the August ranking.